plague blight. I always just call it blight, but it's the last plague blight. It is definitely not the same. It is definitely not Blight Survival. That's its own game. All right. Let's see what's going on Twitch here. Come on. There it goes. Just making sure that looks good. All right. But welcome, folks. I hope everybody's having a good evening. Or at least evening for me, anyways. When we last left off, we had started working on a floor to build our new workshop on that we're going to be working on. We were currently working on getting some food going. I've got some construction to do. I've got a whole bunch of hides to use up here. Gonna have to figure out what I want to do with those hides. Because I've got my large coat, which I've actually put over here in this backpack. See, you can see that. So we actually have a coat. I'm going to put these hides and leather in there for now. Alright, so let's just do that real quick. I've got these cooked sausage, which we're going to have to do something with. And we've also got this covered jar. That's not what I wanted. Put that back down. I meant to examine it, which it's got some sausage that we're preserving here. Or is now preserved, actually. In fact, we can actually take that out and put this sausage in there to get it preserved. But it's going to take a while. The main problem with this stuff is it's got a high contamination rate, which is unfortunate. So we've got several things to kind of work on here. Like one, we need to kind of finish this stone thing over here. But first, let's go ahead and harvest up this coyote up that we left over from last time. Also, welcome along everybody who's hanging out. So we're going to harvest this thing up because this will help us level up our meat handling as well as give us some more food that we can smoke up because we're going to be eating a lot of smoked jerky and stuff. And one of the things I'm going to have to work on is getting a whole bunch more jars full of salt. Because that'll help us preserve food longer. Oh, I just realized that I don't have the game sound turned on. Give me a second. Y'all probably wonder why I couldn't hear the game. Alright. There we go. Alright. Get back to my overlay so I can actually see what's going on here. There we go. Alright. Much better. Cool. Yeah. Grab our coyote bones. Butcher up this one. We'll make some more sausage as well, since we've got a little bit of fat and a little bit of meat. And then the rest will turn into jerky. Get that cooked up. But welcome, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a great day being here with you all. Playing probably my favorite survival game, which actually reminds me. What's everybody else's favorite survival game? That's our question today. I meant to post that in my chat. In fact, I'll do that while I'm working on this. Alright. All. Yeah, primary, yeah. Cool. Survival game or game, if not survival. There you go. Nice. A nice message for everybody. Alright, oh, it looks like that didn't... There it goes. That went to everybody. Alright. Question of the day for everybody. Grab these bones real quick. There's a pig over there. Trying to see if I've left any more coyotes around. Because we fought, like, hundreds of the things yesterday. There we go. Let's see here. That one's empty. Tree stump, pig. It felt like that's all we were doing last time we were in the game was fighting coyotes. Well, I do want that. Well, I don't want that rock. I want to mine that rock here in a bit. There's a dead rabbit. Might as well grab it while we're here. It's kind of what caused the problem with the coyotes in the first place. I found a dead rabbit, and they decided they wanted it more than I did, apparently. At least that's what the coyotes thought, anyways. So we'll get these hides all tanned up, get us even more leather saved up. And then I think we actually probably need to make another trip over to go visit those survivors and see if they want to trade for anything. Because I've been looking at that bow they've got. They got a bow, and I kind of want that bow. Alright, grab these bones. Here we go. Anything else? Oh, there's a large stone. I do need more large stones. There we go. There's another dead rabbit over here. What has been killing all the rabbits? This one has its hide and its intestines. Alright, I think I was actually butchering this one when the coyotes jumped me originally and chased me away from it. I think that's what happened. So I got like the first bits but didn't get all of it. Or they ate part of it. One of the two. Don't know. Don't know. This game has all kinds of interactions like that. It's a really deep game, and I like it. I can't wait to see, like... And here's the scary thing. This game is still in early access. And clearly still has a fair amount of development to go. For the dev. Like, and that's a great thing, actually, because with as complete of a game as it is, it's fantastic. I can't wait to see what else the dev does with this game. I'm over here getting these large stones because I'm going to need them for finishing up my floor. There we go. Need lots of stones for this. This is actually the first time I've ever been, like, building such a large, project. We need large stones. There we go. There's a bear. I don't really want to fight the bear. I mean, bears are great. They're a great resource, but they're also a little dangerous. So we're going to give him a bit of a wide berth there. There we go. Is that another? It is another large stone. Perfect. There we go. All right. Here we are. And we're going to examine this, and we're going to add these whetstones we brought. We only need 3 more, which is great. Okay, so let's come over here to this fire. Let's examine this. We're going to... I don't want that. I'm going to examine the fire. Alright, so all these bones are done. There we go. Get these out of here. Put all of these in there. There we go. Get all those processing. Let's get some firewood now. We'll grab a few of these pine boughs here. Do that real quick. And then let's go into craft menu. We're going to craft 2 of those. And then we're going to craft 2 of those. And this is how we're going to get our fire set up here. Because we need to get it going. There's some kindling and there's some tinder. And we'll just throw those in there to add some more fuel. Beautiful. I'm going to put that there. And then in my menu, I'm going to craft up... Let's get all the intestines turned into sausage casings here. And let's see how much sausage we can make. Because we have, what, 4 animal fat, I think? Let me grind up 1 piece of meat and see what we've got. I think we have 5 animal fat. Yeah, it looks like we got 5 fat. So grind 1, 2, meat. Actually, we'll cancel 1. Cancel. Cancel. There we go. Because then we'll make or sausage. Because I can find something else to do with that fat. As much as I might want that fat to be sausage, I think I don't want to waste a piece of meat like that, if I'm honest. I'd rather make it into jerky real quick. There we go. One more sausage, and then we're going to cut up the rest of this meat. And the rabbit we just have to cook. And that rabbit's got a lot of contamination in it, though. There we go. Yeah, I think that's all. We could grind the rabbit into ground meat. Which actually, we'll do that, because that'll let me make one more sausage. Which I'll feel better about. There's another rabbit back there. There we go. There's our other sausage. And I'm only wasting one ground meat, which I'm perfectly fine with wasting half a rabbit. We do need more recipes to do with meat here. So let's see here. Where's my raw jerky? There it is. Get that all on there. Beautiful. And where's my campfire? We're going to get these dandelions out of here for now and put the raw sausage in here. Alright, nope. All the dandelions, please. There we go. So we've got an hour. So we'll light it. We'll go ahead and get it going. Because that'll get the meat smoking. There we go. Alright. So our meat's now smoking. And now we can cook our sausage. And we can go throw that. Got a pebble there on top of the thing, which is good. That's copper ore. I had a pebble stockpile somewhere. There it is. Put all those pebbles in there. Beautiful. Sand, copper ore. Just seeing if there's anything I can offload here real quick. Could offload my small stones, but I need to keep a couple of those. Now that's the other thing I can add. Let's see here. We can put this in here to dry as well. There we go. Okay, now let's go ahead and get some more firewood, which I think we'll just go over this way. There's a lot of firewood to be had this direction. Because we got some large trees and such over here. We'll keep an eye out for large stones like that one as well. And we'll also grab some extra dandelions because we're going to need some more salt anyways. Now there's some rabbit remains. I'm going to guess a coyote or that bear got a rabbit, or ate a dead rabbit. So I'll take the bones. Alright, now let's go get that tree that we need. Piece of flint there. More flint. Gonna want some sandstone at some point. But for now, we're after this tree. Welcome, Calcu. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day. We're playing some Last Plague Blight today. Now, I am streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, and you can see a combined chat there for everybody on the screen. Alright, now we're working on getting some firewood. There we go. Nope. Because I ran out of firewood at the base. I'm trying to get some cooking done. I will take that twig, actually. There you go. Another twig. Grab all this. Oh, did we really run out of inventory space? We sure did. Oh, that's the wrong button. Well, I guess we'll just top this tree up then. Alright. This is where I need to get, like, a cart made. Carts don't like this terrain, but it would let me move stuff in bulk. I never actually made it a cart in this game, weirdly. Alright, so let's get back into my inventory real quick. Try and move some things around for a second. There we go. Can I pick that up now? Nope. Okay, I need to drop something. Well, we'll drop that. Now can I pick it up? There we go. I don't have anything to do with that ground meat that I tossed out, sadly. Because basically, if you don't have enough stuff to make sausage out of it, it becomes useless. Which is something I do think it needs to address. I need to give us some more recipes to use the ground meat for. Like, even if it's just like, let me throw it in a stew or something. It'd be perfectly fine. But I got to get back before my fire goes out so I can add this to the fire. There we go. Beautiful. So let's get my axe back out and chop this into firewood. There we go. Alright. Then we can just add all that to the fire right there. And there we go. Now I'll be going for a good long while. Plenty of time to cook up our meat and stuff. Add all my pine leaves back in there. Do I have any sticks? No, no sticks. I should put down a twig stockpile, though. There we go. For my twigs. Alright, now the other thing I need to do... I'm going to go ahead and crush up all these bones I've got, make some more bone meal for fertilizing stuff. And don't I have some small bones, too? No, I don't. These are all just large bones. Alright. Well, we are going to have to get some water for our character here in a second, and some food. The good news is we just cooked up a bunch of food. I have this sausage I could eat, but it's going to be a little rough. It's your chamomile tea, potable water. I need to make some more spotted mushroom soup. That's going to be a major thing I'm going to have to do soon. So we'll have to go over to the forest here in a bit and get some more spotted mushrooms. So I kind of want to get my meters sorted before we go visit the followers of the Divine Flame to complete the story quest we're working on. I also need to get these hides tanning, I just realized. I'm just sitting here in my inventory, not paying attention to them. But that's alright. This is improving our herbalism, which is good for farming and stuff, because we're going to be doing more farming and such as we get going on. Because you kind of constantly need garlic and ginseng, and eventually I'd like to figure out how to grow those spotted mushrooms, because apparently you can. The game lets you plant them. I just don't know what conditions I have to meet to plant them. They don't apparently like too much sunlight. So I'm still figuring that out. Alright, there we go. Got all of our bone meal ground up, and I'm just going to add that to the stockpile over here. There we go. Alright, nice. That sorts that out. Alright, let's go check our soaking basin over here. Oh, no, that's pine leaves. It needs some more water, but that's fine. Got 2, 3, 4 hides, and let's pick this up. Let's empty that into it. Let's go get some more water real quick. And actually, what I really should do is see about going and trading all this extra jerky I've got to the survivors, since I actually prefer smoked fish in the game. Smoked fish gives you a lot less blight for food value. And I don't know if that's just an oversight on the devs, or it's just, you know, the way they want it to work. Because it does take a little more effort to... Well, I mean, it's a little harder to make a fish trap than it is to make a rabbit trap in the game. There we go. Perfect. Nice. Alright. That one's tanned. So we can go put that in our tanned hide pile. Just been storing all my tanned hides in here because these are all... So these are treated. And these need to be tanned. So I need to actually go put that on the drying rack. Or the stretching rack if you prefer. There we go. Cool. let's go get the rest of that firewood now. Is that a coyote? What is that? What is that? It is a coyote. I need these coyotes to get away from my firewood. That's 3 of them, too. I really don't want to deal with 3. Let's see here. Can I get... I want the twig. I don't want the twig. Trying to get that twig. I guess I'll just take the log. It's fine. There we go. Alright, so we can get around them, which is what I wanted. Oh, wait, there's a large rock. I need that large rock. A large stone. Part of the reason I'm trying to avoid the coyotes is because last time I played, I ended up fighting like... Oh god, it was something like 10 coyotes over the course of the stream. It was crazy. They were just like everywhere and just would not go away. We'll take that stick. Are they... Okay, they're not cutting me off yet. Kind of having to keep an eye on them. But I did post a question in chat for people. Like, do y'all have a favorite survival game? This is one of mine. I don't know if I'd call this one my favorite, but it's pretty high up there. These coyotes, they're heading towards me. I need to swing wide. Keep going wide. Okay. Looks like they're not coming at me. I think we've gotten past each other. They won't get too close to the fire normally. The animals do have a fear of fire, which is good. But eventually I plan to like build a fence around this area or something to try and keep them out of it. There we go. Alright. Let's add the fuel to that. There we go. That'll keep that going for a while. What I can do is just start a little stack of firewood somewhere. Start a little stockpile somewhere here. I've got way too much stuff like stacked up around here. Yeah, I can just put it like right here. There we go. Right next to the campfire. Alright. Campfire taken care of. Let's grab our sausage. Grab our bowl. And actually, let's come into here, and we're going to grab our cooked sausage out of this, and we're going to throw some cooked sausage into this to be preserved. So basically, we're salting the sausage to make it last longer. And what I can do is just eat some of this cooked sausage that I'm not going to preserve. I got some in here that I'm trying to preserve, but I'm not sure it's going to make it. The main problem is the stuff's kind of high. Oh, that one was 100% preserved. I didn't want to eat that one. Yeah, that'll be alright. We'll eat this one. There we go. Alright. And come over here. Add some more of the large stones to this. I just need one more large stone. I can finish that floor finally. Alright, I'm going to get some water, boil it up. Because one of the things I need to do is basically need to build a bloomery, because I want to do a little bit of iron work. How many sausage casings do I have? I have a ton of sausage casings. How's my jerky looking here? And you can see those coyotes over there just traveling in a pack. My jerky's coming along. Takes a while for it to smoke. Alright. You offload the rest of the stuff out of my backpack here. I've got pine leaves there. Do I have pine leaves anywhere else? I do. Fishing is tomorrow. Are you excited about the changes there, General Efficiency? General Efficiency is one of my members of my Discord. And we're going to be switching our community vintage story server over to the new version 1.22. If people are interested. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow morning. And we're going to be trying to do a little bit more ocean in our world this time. Give us a reason to have sailboats and such. That kind of thing. So, we're all excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're getting our meters pretty well sorted. Gonna have to work on my health here in a second. But that's what this chamomile is for right here. Matter of fact, I'll start working on that now. Do I have any extra chamomile? I have a little bit, but not much. So we'll use some of this chamomile to make some chamomile tea here. So we'll just throw those in there. And boil it up. And then what we can do is we can actually fill our chamomile tea water skin, because I keep a water skin full of chamomile tea in the game. Just because it's really good for just having it as an emergency, like, oh, I need to fix my health a bit. There we go. So that takes care of some of our health. So we've got a health regen now. And all that. Now the other thing I'm going to do is boil up some more water. And we're going to go over there in the forest real quick. Get rid of some of this blight by making some more spotted mushroom soup here. Come on, there we go. That's what I wanted. So I'll go ahead and get this to boiling. Go ahead and sort my inventory out a little bit. I'm going to watch the coyotes. Fire's got like 9 hours left on it. That's fine. So we're going to head this way. And we're going to keep our eyes out for some stuff over here. One is one more large rock. And we're also going to come back for that log there. So we're going to come over here. We'll grab some dandelions. So we don't want these red mushrooms. We want spotted red mushrooms. That's what we're looking for. Also grab some of these pine cones here. These pine cones are actually really useful, because you can use them as kind of like an emergency food source. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and prepare them. So just 1, 2. You can see I've got a little stack of pine nuts there. There we go. Cool. Well, some of them looks like they were contaminated, unfortunately. So the blight is this green stuff over here. We don't want to go into that. So what we're looking for is these spotted red mushrooms. That's what we're looking for right there. There's another one right there, right on the edge of the blight. Yeah, matter of fact, it was in the blight. We don't want to be in that very long. So you will start picking up blight real fast, real bad. And it does spread, annoyingly. That is one of the dangers, is the blight spreads. So we've gotten 5 so far. We're going to want more than that. I'm kind of doing this just before we go to visit the followers of the Divine Flame again, because we now have the things that they wanted. There's another spotted red mushroom right there. That's what we're looking for. Alright. There's a sandstone-rich rock, which I'm going to need for later. Oh, there's some clay right here. I will stop for clay. Clay, just like in Vintage Story, is kind of very important in this game. You need it for all kinds of stuff, from making pottery, to making mortar, to glue stuff together, to building roof tiles, all kinds of things. Did I get it all? Oh, there's some right there. So you kind of have to look for it. There we go, but I think we got it all. Maybe. Yeah. Got most of it. Alright. Oh, we got another large stone right here. That's the last large stone we need for our current section of floor. Except I don't really want that in my hand. There we go. Alright, now to keep looking for some of these spotted red mushrooms. Let's see. Spotted red mushrooms. There's one right there. Now, we have a tendency to get more than one because we've been doing a lot of herb gathering and stuff. So like that time we got two. I am going to grab another large rock. Okay, hold on. There. Just to get it to quit putting them into my hand. I'm going to put my spear in my hand. I'm grabbing extra large stones just because I do want to... Nope, that's not what I wanted. I want that. Just because I plan on putting down more stone flooring from my crafting area where I'm kind of building out for my workshop. Let's see here. See red mushrooms. It's not spotted. There's another spotted red mushroom. There's a wolf or something over there. What is that? That is a coyote. Coyote I can kill pretty easily with my spear. Wolves, however, are a bit of a problem. Nope, we got one spotted mushroom that time. Yeah. What's the plan for the server? Centralized village? Run on... You know, I don't know. I kind of want to see what everybody wants to do. Like, we kind of all spread out last time. I also think part of it's going to be determined by what things just look like on the server. You know? If the terrain on the server is good for a centralized village, then, you know, centralized village. But if the terrain on the server is not good for centralized village, well, then we might not. I think we have enough spotted mushrooms. Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, as I said, it all depends on our spawn location. So we're gonna kind of have to look at it. Now, the cool thing is, you know, we can always make adjustments. We can always move as a group as well. You know, lots of options. Oh, there's another large stone right there. Go ahead and grab some more dog bane while we're here. Small flints, large sticks. We'll take the large sticks. Alright. Some more dog bane as well. Okay. So there's our campfire in the distance. Now the other thing we're going to do on the way back here is we're going to grab this log I left from last time and take it back to our camp with us. Because that's more firewood we can have. But yeah, no, we'll have to see what spawn looks like, and then I think we'll have to decide as a group what we're going to do tomorrow. If we want to build a centralized town, or if we want to, you know, spread out a little bit. I kind of think spreading out a little bit might be good to give us a reason to travel. Now here's another question. Do you want to do the standard spawn in a temperate biome, or do you want to try something different, spawn in a different biome? There we go. Get our axe up. I'm going to split this into firewood. There we go. Alright, so we've added fuel. I'll actually take one of these back here. There we go. Add that to the fire. We could spawn in like a desert biome or something like that. We don't have to spawn in a temperate biome. Default's temperate. There we go. That jerky's pretty good right there. Lots of options there. Like what kind of land we want to live in this time. So yeah, I got clay. I need to add my clay to the stockpile here. There we go. Oh, why is that not flat? There we go. It does depend on the group, and that's part of the reason, like, you know, I'm going to reset the server and all that in the morning, but I kind of want people there who are interested in, you know, being on the server and doing things. The other thing I've got to figure out, and this is something I'm going to have to work on some while I'm resetting the server, is like our whole food spoilage situation. Because I know that was a big thing, because we had people like Rosie who wanted to do a lot of farming, and my wife who does a lot of the cooking on the server. And we were ending up with problems like food spoilage and whatnot. There we go. That floor is now finally done. Okay. So let's keep expanding. I think I'll expand that way a little bit. Alright, we're going to build floors. Place. Build along here. Holding the wrong button there. Okay, so good. It kind of sticks to there. There we go. All right. Now, got to flatten all this terrain. Making a house in this game seems to take longer than vintage story. Yes. Yes, it does. This game is not easy and does not pretend to be. Actually, what am I doing? I need to actually go change tactics here a little bit. I'm sitting here trying to build stuff, and I've completely forgot I was coming over here to make spotted mushroom soup. So let's see here. First, I'm going to need some salt. Salt. I'm going to need, what, 60 salt? Let me split this. Split. Let's see here. I need 16? Yeah, 16. Split. There we go. Transfer that. And then I'm going to need some ginseng. There we go. So to cure the blight from yourself, when you have 140 units of water, you want 6 mushrooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You want 3 pieces of ginseng. And 60 units of salt to make the hearty spotted mushroom soup. This is what removes the blight from your character's system. But basically the ratio is 50 milliliters of water, 2 mushroom caps, 1 ginseng, 20 salt. And since I'm doing basically 150 milliliters, you get the point. Matter of fact, what I could do is, where's my potable water? There's my potable water. We're going to fill the bowl with potable water here. We're just going to add 10 more milliliters. There we go. And now this will make, you know, the maximum possible amount. Yeah, now making a house in this game can be very difficult. And this, honestly, is just going to be my workshop here at first. Because basically, I'm going to build this floor up and put in a workshop so that I can get a bloomery and a forge going so I can do some iron work. But to do that, I'm going to have to build a utility bench to work on as like a workbench. Because I'll need a workbench to make the bellows for the forge, basically. I have all the parts, I just need a place that I can actually make the thing. I've never done it before. Like, this is my first time actually getting to that point in this game, because it's that hard of a game. I normally die for some reason or something. Also, it doesn't help that I've kind of started over since they added the NPCs. I'm still going to have to work some more on my health here in the game. Kind of get some more chamomile. I'm going to have to start growing some chamomile, I think. Put some over here in, like, my farm that I've kind of got over here. I mean, the good news is, with all this, like, terrain leveling I'm doing for my character here, I am getting, like, a whole bunch of endurance XP, so it's leveling up my character's endurance to make his stamina last longer and stuff like that. I'm going to give him a little break here real quick. Shovel back in his inventory. So I actually want to check this, see how my hides are doing. So the 2 rabbit hides are treated, so those are done. Coyote hides could use a little bit more water. So we'll fill it back up. There we go. How's this going? That one's 50% done. And it sounds like my soup is ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill my empty water skin with, say... Actually, we'll just... Yeah, we'll just transfer it all. Because I want to get a full water skin of this stuff anyways. And I've got plenty of more resources to make another bowl of soup. There we go. Oil. I'll go grab the rest of the materials I'm going to need. So some of you might be wondering, why am I keeping my salt in this storage chest? That's because if you keep the salt in a non-waterproof environment, when it rains, your salt will dissolve and you'll lose it. You know. There we go. Alright, let's see here. That's all preserved. You know what I'm going to do? Because I don't have anything smoking right now. Yeah, so we're going to go get our fish. I'm going to smoke the fish real quick. Alright, let's place this back in the water. Come on. There we go. There. Alright. We're going to come over here. We're going to fill this with a little bit more water again. No, cancel. I almost went the wrong direction with it there. Fill. Full. We just want to add 10 again. That way this is at 150. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doot, doot, doot. Boil that up. Beautiful. Where's my fish? Gonna slice up my fish. Don't you wish fishing was this easy in Vintage Story, where you just take some sticks, tie them together, and throw them in the water, and you get a whole bunch of fish every day? Wouldn't that be nice? Now here's a question for chat. Who likes fishing in real life? Y'all might be wondering, well, why is Thalan McRom asking that? It's because my kid, Blaze, as some of you all may know him, or Blazewing, he wants me to teach him to fish in real life. There we go. Cool, that's all good. So we'll start with raw bass. There we go. And what I actually will do, I'm gonna eat so much fish, I'm gonna have to find further spots. It's here. There we go. I'm actually gonna start my other smoking rack over here. So we're gonna add fuel. Add fuel. Actually, wait. I don't need tinder. I don't need kindling here because I have 1, 2. Pretty sure I've got some more of those somewhere. No, that's enough. Honestly, with my character's fire starting skill, that'll be enough. There we go. Yeah, I've got like an 88% chance to start that fire. Yeah, that's part of the reason we're going to need more ocean, just because you're going to be fishing out all the lakes. That's going to be a problem. There we go. And we'll go ahead and throw the trout on this one. Done. There we go. Alright. How's our soup looking here? So let's fill up our potted mushroom soup. We're going to transfer, let's see here, 46, I think. Transfer. What is going on over there? And then that leaves me 51. How much I got in here? Mushroom soup. Yeah, that's fine. And I'll just drink all of that. Drifters fear me, shivers fear me, bells fear me, fish fear me. Jonas regrets making the great machine because of me. I mean, let's be honest. Jonas probably regrets making the great machine because of all of us at this point. I'm going to throw that spotted mushroom in there. There we go. Now time to get a bit more water, just so we can have some water. And we'll also get some more chamomile tea going here in a second, just because the problem with this blight cure-all is, well, it does reduce your blight. It also slowly kills you. It's not even that slow, honestly. Let's see here. That's treated. I'm going to grab another one of these, because this ought to be about done. That's close to done. I should actually just pick this up and move it. I'll leave that there for now. Let's see here. Anything else I can drop off real quick? Didn't I set up a twig stockpile? Pine leaves. Check my ginseng roots here. They're looking good. Yep, that one's looking good. What about my garlic? How's my garlic looking? Garlic's looking good. Got about 3 days left. Nice. Alright. Grab our water. We'll drink all that. Trying to top off our water meters here. Now, the good news is the fish also smokes a lot faster than the jerky. There we go. But mostly right now I'm just trying to get our meters all fixed up. And then we're going to go visit the hermits, as I like to call them. Pine leaves. There's my twig stockpile. I knew I had a twig stockpile around here. Cool. Let's see here. I don't really want to eat anything that's too contaminated right now. The real problem. I'm going to put these candle wicks in here for now. So these are the crystals I have to take to the hermits, by the way. These blue and red ones. Alright. Good, that's done. Drink all that. Go. Alright, one last bowl of water. And we'll be able to finish filling up our water meter here. And top off our water skin. Alright, let's see how's our food in here. So that'll be preserved soon. These are preserved. Okay, we're good. So let's grab our shovel and continue working on this while we wait for that water to finish boiling. And what I think we'll do is we'll finish working through the day here. Though my character's not even sure what time of day it is. And then we'll head over to the hermits in the morning. That way, you know, we should have full health by then. We should be in pretty good shape. We should have a nice full thing of food. And we should have some stuff we can trade to the survivors on the way there. Because there's some survivors between us and the hermits that we're going to go visit. Alright. The main thing is it just takes so long to flatten this ground because my shovel is in such terrible shape. I need a better shovel. Then I'm going to have to... And I think what I'll do is I'll probably also spend some time mining that rock over there to get the stones we need. For the large stones. But yeah, probably what I'll do is I'll do like a couple sections of floor like this. Maybe even 2 more behind it here. And then I'm going to put a roof over this, and that'll be my workshop area. The main problem I've got is I'm going to need an anvil. And I don't have an anvil over here. Because that's my anvil over there. Add from inventory. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so that is quote-unquote level, according to the game. There you go. How's my fish looking? Almost done. Water looking good. We'll top off our water meter. Beautiful. And we're going to fill up our water skin with potable water. Yep. There we go. Glorious. We're topped off on water again. Matter of fact, what I can do, just because I want some more chamomile tea here, so we're going to fill this with some more river water, boil it again. Oop, got another fish. Actually, that's a good idea. So let's go ahead and boil that. And what I'm going to do, since I have 1 fish right now, is we're going to go ahead and grab this. There we go. Place that back into the world here. Do it right there. Beautiful. Now, that'll give us 2 more fish fillets to give us a nice even 4 to smoke up. To be most efficient with our stuff here. There we go. Alright, how's this looking? 70% done on the fish. Let me go see if I've got any chamomile around here. And my hide's looking... No, not that one. And the hides are done as well. Look at that. Alright, how's this guy looking? 70% done there. We're looking really good. Finally processed all the coyotes. You remember the endless coyote fight from last stream there, General Efficiency? That was crazy. But we finally just processed the last of those coyotes. Really? Oh. I'm sitting here going like, why am I not seeing any chamomile? Because my little pop-up thing that shows me where stuff is off. I'm just being silly today. We'll grab some more of these long sticks. I'm going to need a bunch of these long sticks. So if you're wondering why I need all these long sticks, these are for making roof supports over our workshop. There we go. Let's see. Here, grab some more twigs. There's some small stones over there. Any large stones over here hiding out? I mean, there's ones I could mine. There's a whole lot of blight that I don't want to be involved in. Dirt, dirt, long stick, dog vein. Take the long sticks and the regular sticks. Actually, that's something I could do. I'm going to grab up a bunch of blueberries while we're sitting here. Y'all might be wondering, why is he grabbing blueberries? Well, I will show you all. So let's grab those. Let's see how many blueberries I get. I got a few. Need more blueberries. There's some more chamomile, which I also need. Okay, that's the pig. Pig is fine. Pig and I are cool. I was worried that it was the Another coyote coming up. Oh, there's the coyotes right there. See you, coyote. You stay over there. More blueberries. I already harvested that one. Weird that I harvest one, but not the one next to it. Any more blueberry bushes? There's one that's empty. Empty. Actually, I'm going to come back and grab this long stick. Eventually, I'll move these blueberry bushes near my house. It's empty chamomile. Did it? Nope. Okay. There was just nothing in that little area I was in for a second. Alright. More blueberry bushes is what we're looking for. Well, dandelions I'll take as well. There's another dead rabbit. There's been all kinds of crazy, like, rabbit remains around. You can tell the coyotes have been around quite a bit. Of all the dead rabbits. I do like how they've, like, scripted, like, the animals to interact with each other and stuff in this game. It's nice attention to detail kind of thing. Makes the world feel more alive. Let's see if I can't get this dead rabbit here. Yeah, I'll take the hide. That's free leather for me. Not super worried about the meat right now. Because leather's one of those things you kind of always need a fair amount of. Like, eventually you kind of get all your stuff made, but there are certain things that will wear out, like your armor can wear out. Stuff like that. There's more dandelions, dandelions. There's large stone. I'll take that large stone. That's one I don't have to get later. How am I doing? I don't have enough inventory space for another one. Do I? No. No. Unless I do this. Now I can get one. Alright. One more large stone. Alright. Back to base. It's all part of the master plan here. And then I'll show you what I wanted the blueberries for. Where's my base? I've gotten off course. Alright, there we are. Our pig's back. Hello, pig. I would hunt the pig, but those are incredibly dangerous. So we're going to put our long sticks in here. Our regular sticks over here. Put our pine leaves there for now. And then, let's see here. Should have some, yep, there's our smoked fish is done. We'll throw the next ones on, get those going. Beautiful. Okay, interesting. I can throw the animal intestines in the cooking area. I don't want to do that. Well, let's go ahead and just turn those into sausage linings. There we go. Done. Alright, do I have enough chamomile to make another thing of tea? I do not yet, but I will soon. There we go, throw that in there, just so I know that that's going to be chamomile. You come over to this one, grab this fish. There we go. And this campfire, I'm going to throw this on there, and we're just going to make all the salt. All the salt. There we go. A nice 360 units of salt. Beautiful. Which, by the way, that's apparently a real thing, that you can, like, get salt out of dandelion parts, or roots, or whatever. Let's see here, these are ready, waiting to be tanned. There we go. That one needs to be put into the soaking basin there before that rabbit hide rots on me. Into the tanning basin with you. There we go. So I got my smoked fish, got my rocks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a large stone stockpile right here next to where I'm building all my stuff. So I've got it right there. Let's keep sorting things out. Cool. Now what I need I need these. Alright. Oh, meant to put away the twigs. Alright. Can I put that here? Now can I craft it? No. Okay, so I'm going to need my bowl. Here's my bowl. That's not the bowl. I need this. Bowl. Okay. I'll wait until after the chamomile tea's done. So what I'll do in the meantime is go back to flattening my thing. Because basically what we're going to do is we're going to juice the blueberries. Oh. Never mind. I don't need to flatten it. I've already done the flattening. In that case, I'll mine rocks while I wait for the chamomile to finish drying there. So basically, we're going to juice the blueberries, and then I'm going to store that juice in those glass bottles I found. And that'll let me turn it into vinegar. Not wine. Even though it should technically turn into wine, then vinegar. But I'm not going to get that nitpicky about it in the game here. But anyways, we're going to do that because the vinegar can be mixed with salt and some other stuff eventually and used to make a food sterilization dip that you can basically dip your food into to reduce the amount of blight that your food contains. So basically, you'll smoke your food, preserve your food, whichever you're doing, and then you're going to take it and dip it in your like blight removal. And I think you can technically even do like blight removal, then preserve it, and then dip it again to further do it correctly. But it takes time, so you have to watch your timers and stuff. Oh, we got some large stones. So grab those real quick. Let our character catch his breath for a second. Check, make sure we don't have any unfriendly coyotes hanging around. Well, no, I wanted you to pick up the stone. Now I'll go back to mining. That's a wolf. That's a little more dangerous than a coyote. He can stay over there. Alright. Gonna have to keep an eye on him. Last wolf I fought, like, took 0 damage from my spear. And I'd really rather not. How's this looking over here? Okay, so these are almost dry. So we can almost make our next round of chamomile tea here. Good. Our salt is done. Fantastic. I'm going to go put our salt here in our storage box. Beautiful. I'm going to move that down there. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. Now our fish will be done soon as well. Good. And we got enough chamomile done, we can actually make the tea now. So, now I'll show you how that works. Once we get the tea done and knocked out of the way, we'll put that in our water skin, just to save it up. There we go. We're going to fill our... What happened? Let's see here. Chamomile, chamomile. Oh, our water skin with chamomile tea is already full. Never mind. We're just going to drink all this then. Just fix up our health then. Alright. Well, in that case, empty, I guess? I feel bad about that. Alright. Now we're going to take this. And now, we're going to juice up to 20 of these blueberries. There we go. Because this will hold 200 milliliters, and each one of these will hold 200 milliliters. So, one full bowl of blueberry juice is one full glass bottle of blueberry juice. And then we can put that in our storage chest, you know. And because it is a covered glass jar, it's sealed, so it will ferment and all that. It's really cool. But the good news is, like, this is topping off our health nicely. We're getting half a hit point back every minute in game, so every few seconds. I wish chamomile healed that well in real life, you know. If I could just drink some chamomile tea and watch my wounds knit back together, wouldn't that be, like, fantastic? I mean, it'd be ridiculous. Alright, fill that up. Yep, transfer all that in there. And how many do I have? I need 3 more blueberries, and we can get another one. Alright, so we're going to go put this in here with the other one, because this one's already fermented. So let's go see if we can't find a few more blueberries real quick. Alright, blueberries, blueberries, blueberries. That's a rock. Need a blueberry bush. That's an unfriendly critter. I think that's that wolf that was hanging out. Sticks, small stones. Blueberry bush, blueberry bush. There's more dandelions, ginseng. Rabbits, valerian. None of this is blueberries. Dogbane. No, there's a large stone. We'll take that with us. There you go. Less large stones I have to find other ways. Is that same wolf? What are you? What are you? I'm trying to see what he is, but he's too far away. I think that is that same wolf. Yeah, that's the wolf. We'll move away from him. So I really don't want to deal with him. Can usually find some blueberry this way. Dandelions. I know there's some blueberries over here near the forest. That's a coyote. I'd rather not deal with him either. Like, I can fight the coyote, but I'd rather not, because they normally travel in groups. The wolves tend to be more by themselves, I've noticed. Oh, got another large stone, which I'll take. I feel like some of these spotted mushrooms have respawned, which I'm not going to complain about. Man, I am not seeing any blueberry bushes. And there's normally some over here. This is just further proof I'm going to start collecting blueberry bushes and bringing them back to my base and planting them. Man, that sounds really vintage story, doesn't it? Their general efficiency. Where's the blueberries when I need them? I'm just going to have to go out and get these bushes. See, empty, empty. See, these are all empty. Let's just go this way a bit. I think the wolf's moved on. That's it. That one is empty as well. That's a large bush, but not a blueberry bush. What's that? It's bergamot. It's empty. Limestone. Dogbane. Keep going this way. There's got to be some over this way somewhere. I would think. Bergamot. There's a large stone, so I'll take that. Not what I'm looking for, though. I just need 3 blueberries. Quite literally. Just 3. 3 blueberries will get me all I need. Game's being stingy. There's a blueberry bush. Game is being stingy. Alright. Grab that one. Actually, what I'll do, really quick, once I do this, so I'll just go ahead and crush up a bunch of these. There's 10. So I'll get my shovel out, and I'm going to take these 2 blueberry bushes with me, because, you know what? I can. We're just going to take them with us. I got plenty of fertilizer, I got plenty of bone meal. They'll be the happiest blueberry bushes on the planet. We'll make sure of it. We'll keep them watered. We'll keep them happy. They'll be our blueberry bushes. There we go. I just do it in batches of 10 like this sometimes, just to make it a little easier to keep track of how many I'm crushing up, so I don't like try to crush too many. My character is getting pretty tired. So when we get back to base, we'll have to, like, probably go to bed. That's fine. There we go. Fill the glass jar. Yep. There we go. Alright, now we have 3 full things of blueberry juice that will ferment. I'm going to grab my shovel. And we're going to dig this up. You coming with me, blueberry bush. Can I even put you in my inventory? Wow, this thing is massive. Never mind. Alright, we're taking 1 blueberry bush with us. All the way home. Alright. Note to self, you need an empty backpack to carry a blueberry bush in your backpack. Yeah, like, my goodness. That is large. Well, on the way back, we'll grab some chamomile. Because we can. It's something you always need anyways. Let's see here. Make sure I'm heading the right direction. Okay, a little more to the right. On. Up the hill. Oop, another large stone. Take it with us. We're going to be slow walking back. We might as well gather stuff, right? Let's see here. Dogbane. Small stones, small stones. Looking for chamomile. Looking for chamomile. There's a blueberry bush. It's not empty. Why is this one not empty? How'd I miss it? How'd I miss that blueberry bush? There we go. But gathering the blueberries also helps us level up our foraging skill. Which basically gives us a chance of, like, double harvest and stuff like that. The whole thing. Can be planted into till soil. Large, though, so. So I may have to till some soil. We'll see. We will see how much space we can get. Ooh, that's an idea. I wonder if I plant enough blueberry bushes close enough together, if I can plant, like, oh, I can plant it right there. There we go. Plant it next to my ginseng. There we go. He's very dry, though. Well, let's get him some water. Poor blueberry bush. He's dry. Have some water, blueberry bush. There we go. How much water we got left? Oh, yeah, we got plenty of water left still. Let's put this... Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to put that down right there. There we go. Alright. And then let's get him some fertilizer. So I think he's going to need, like... Split. Let's take, like, 80 fertilizer. So the new berry bushes look really cool, because I was looking at that a little bit while I was playing my stream last night. Yeah, I'll just take 100. Okay, I'll just take 200 then. Let's see here. Examine. Fertilize. Split. But it looks really cool. Like, I was looking at some of the stuff, like some of the different traits that they can get, you know, because I was encountering some bushes on there and stuff. It was really neat. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, we're going to need some more firewood for this fire. Okay, what do I have firewood-wise? Nothing. Alright, note to self. Need to go get firewood. Okay, let's put this in here real quick. That's the other thing about this game is, like, it kind of never stops from, like, you know, oh, what do I need to do next? Oh, I need to go get more firewood. Oh, I need to go do this. There's always something to do. Let's see here. How's this looking? Alright, that's done. So there we go. I'm going to grab this hide out of there and put that one in there. Get it going. And they've also added some new berry bushes, by the way, in case you didn't know. I'm going to have to do... I'm running out of hide storage. Alright, let's go grab some firewood really quick. It's a young tree. I don't want a young tree. Young tree's too young. Small tree's about as small as I'll go when it comes to firewood. Grab that twig real quick. There we go. Like beauty berries. I'm not familiar with beauty berries in real life. Like cranberries, yeah, I know what cranberries are. Blueberries, I know what those are. Red currants, black currants, white currants. I know what those are. Because I actually use them in some... I have some family recipes that actually call for currants. Weirdly, and I live in the States, and we don't normally use currants in the States very often. But, you know. They're like, oh, that I'm familiar with. Beauty berries? Not familiar with beauty berries. But they've added it to the game. Yeah, so. All kinds of stuff going on. Yeah, you've never heard of them before either? Yeah, see? Although, to be fair, I also confused army bacon because there's apparently a type of berry in the part of the world I live in that doesn't exist elsewhere in the United States, and it caused an argument between me and army bacon. He's just like, "You're lying to me. That's not a real berry." And I'm just like, "Yeah, it is, man. I harvested them, like, you know." And that's the sparkleberry. You know. It's apparently just like a thing here in the southeast of the United States. Apparently, the rest of the United States don't have sparkleberries. Alright, we'll add that fuel to the campfire. Get our smoked fish out of here. Alright, we'll go ahead and eat that. This is the other reason I don't use my iron tools very often, because they're going to rust now. Matter of fact, what I should do is go put my iron pick in here to get it out of the water. Matter of fact, I will go ahead and grab the gemstones I need so that I can take them with me. And so that I have space in here for my iron pick. So I can keep it from getting worse. There we go. Alright. Now let's go ahead and eat some more food real quick. And then we'll put our character to bed for the evening. Because he is tired. And we'll also go ahead and drink a little more juice real quick too. Let's top all that off. And that's why I keep all my salt in this chest, because this chest is waterproof. If it was in my backpack, I would have lost all my salt by now. But like, notice, most of these fish cuts are only like 0.1% blight. That's why I love the smoked fish. Smoked fish is so low on blight. It's great. It's fantastic. I mean, it's not necessarily the best food because it's only like 6.7 food value, but that's 6.7 to 7 food value for 0.1 blight. Totally fantastic ratio. Like this piece of jerky, which is one of my better pieces, is only 3.3 food at 0.3 blight. So there you go. Go ahead and finish topping that off there. Beautiful. All right. A little bit of water for bedtime. And unfortunately, with the fire the way it is, let's boil that. I'm actually going to need some more firewood real quick. So let's go grab a little bit more firewood really fast. Because with it raining, it's going to really reduce our length of fire there. I really don't want to deal with Mr. Coyote. That Wile E. Coyote there. Here we go. Here's a large tree. This will get us lots of firewood right here. There we go. This will top us off on firewood for the evening. Hopefully, because you can basically get up to like 10-ish hours of firewood into the campfire. Try to keep an eye on that coyote / wolf, whichever it is over there. There we go. Let's pick up all these pine branches. Because these pine branches are also really good because we can use them to make a roof over our little workshop area. Not that in real life I would use that. You know, in real life I would totally not use pine boughs as a roof over my workshop unless I was going like really tall with it. Yeah, I know you're starting to get a bit tired, man. I got it. Go. But the good news is, once we get our area roofed in and our floors set up and all that, we can get like a really good setup. And we can actually, you can actually build fairly elaborate houses in this from what I've seen online. There we go. Go ahead and take this log back with us. Okay, so it's just over that hill there. But hopefully this will be enough to get us through the night fire-wise. So in the morning we're gonna head out, and we'll take this all to Elric, the follower of the Divine Flame / crazy cave hermit man. Go. Alright. But yeah, I think my house is going to be like right there once I'm done with everything. Okay. It's not going to let me add the fuel, huh? Alright. It technically doesn't have enough room in the fire pit for the fuel I've added to it, annoyingly. Let's see here. Let's examine this blueberry bush. Strong, good, no precision, growing, 6 weeks left. Last harvested day 9, planted day 9. Good fertilization sunlight. I wonder if it produces like every 6 weeks. If that's the case, that's very unfortunate. Alright. There we go. The other thing I'm going to do really quick. Let's go grab my... See, how's my blueberries looking? They're looking okay. Alright, let's go ahead and drink all of that. Top off our water nicely. There we go. Beautiful. Now we're going to lie down. This will help us dry off a little bit. Yeah, we're going to sleep. Our fire's going to go out, unfortunately. There we go. Oh, it didn't. It's a miracle. Alright, let's examine that. Let's add all that to the fire. Beautiful. Alright, so now what we can do... Oh. There's a lot of blight around. Are we having a blight storm? Looks like we're having a blight storm. I've never seen one before. But it has that look about it. So this thing can have blight storms, where basically blight clouds will kind of like roll into the map. And as I said, I've never seen one before, but looks like, because that looked like a bunch of blight clouds rolling by down the river there. Not really something I wanted to see. But basically the reason I'm crushing up the blueberries now is even though I have nothing to put them in to ferment them, I'm going to just drink the juice. And that's a brown bear. I don't really want to fight the brown bear. I don't know how tough they are. But I imagine they're tougher than the black bears. Alright, let's just drink all of that. Honestly, the blueberry juice should also fulfill some hunger, because it does have calories. This is a good way to restore some water without having to boil it if you need to. And you have a lot of blueberries around. You can just crush them and get some basically, free fluids to drink. It's not as necessarily fast as water, or I don't think it's necessarily as that's the word I'm looking for, as hydrating in the game. But it works just fine. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna go ahead and make all the ropes. There we go. Get all that done, and then we're gonna head out. Yeah, there's that bear hanging out. It's got 5 hours left in that. What is that? Is that a wolf or is that a coyote? I am not sure what I'm looking at there. Alright, nothing in there that I need to worry about. That's fine. Not going to worry about... Well, I'll take the tanned hide out of there for now. And I'll go ahead and put another one in just to get it going. Let's see here. Treated. We'll do coyote hide because that takes longer. Start a few projects before we leave. Oh, come on. There we go. Cool. We've got food. The only other thing I'm going to do real quick... Let's put this back down. There we go. Alright. Cool. And then we'll do this. We'll go ahead and get some more fish smoking. And we'll take the rest and we'll sell it. Or even just cook it up, maybe. Actually, I think we'll just cook it. And just have some cooked fish. But everyone having a good night out there? I hope y'all are. I'm having a good night hanging out with you all. Alright, so we're pretty good. Almost done. So I'm going to smoke the bass. Throw a little more fuel in the campfire before we leave. Just so it stays lit so I don't have to deal with it. And we'll head on to the south. Alright, there we go. So here's what I'm thinking we're going to do. We're going to smoke up the bass meat just because I have 4 of those. And for some reason I like to be even about it. I'm weird, I know. There's a lot of critters heading my way. Alright, let's see here. It's still going to be a little higher in contamination than I probably like, but it's alright. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to examine it. Oh, these actually did get preserved. So I'll take them with me, because I might sell them. It's still got some time. So let's go ahead and get some firewood. Well, in this case I'm just going to burn a few stacks of pine boughs. It's because each one's worth about an hour or so of fire. Well, there we go. I'm doing good today, yeah, that's good. Anything exciting happened today? Or just a good day in general? There we go. Now, keep it going for a while. Fish is smoking along nicely. How's my cooked fish doing? Cooked fish is doing good. I'm just trying to wait for that fish to cook, and then we're going to head out. Let's see here. How's my stone thing looking here? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I've had a pretty good day. I actually got a huge project that's been just plaguing my office done, finally. It's, like, just been awful, that whole project. I'm going to take this real quick. Well, I'll wait for that to finish cooking. I'm gonna go finish breaking this rock for a little bit. Yeah, I've spent like a month, or I've spent like nearly 3 months on this stupid project. Not the entire 3 months. Like, I did like all of November and December. Well, actually, all of December and January on the project for our work days, and finished my part of it for the most part early February, like right at the beginning of the month. And then today I got it back from the final review or yesterday I got it back from the final review team with like, okay, everything looks good, but these like few little line items. And today I finished fixing those few little line items, getting it back over to the review team, them going, great, looks good now, everything's great, send it on through. And I pushed it out the door to the client. And this is a taxpayer, because basically, you know, I'm a governmental auditor, and I specifically deal with refunds that they're requesting from the government. And I specifically deal with like refunds on buildings that they've built, or it was one of my major areas of expertise. And this was a project that got passed around between several of the auditors, and basically I'm the guy that's bested them, and finally at the end of November they're like, oh god, we've been sitting on this for nearly 6 months and it's never been done, and the tax client's getting real mad about that, which, I mean, it's completely fair. I'd be mad about that too if you were sitting on several $1 million that you owed me, you know? like so completely understand the tax client being unhappy about that. They're like, hey Alex, you're the best at these, can you just drop everything and do this? And so I did, and that's been my life for like the last several months. But it's finally done. It's finally done. We have now sent them a check for less money than they asked for, but still most of it, because we found a few things that they actually weren't allowed to get a refund on. But we're like, yep, there you go. You can have your money finally. You know, here you go. So it's all done. My boss is super happy. I'm super happy. Reviews super happy. The client's satisfied, mostly. I mean, I'm sure they're going to complain, but, you know, they always do. Anytime you deny money, they're always like, why are you not giving me all the money back? And I'm like, well, we only refund on the building materials you built. And last I checked, buying boots is not a building material. Unless you are... If you can prove to me that you are bricking those boots into the wall for some reason, as some, like, standardly accepted building practice, I'm not refunding you the money you spent on the boots. You know? Like... You know, that kind of nonsense is what I have to deal with sometimes. But to be fair, the people asking for the refund are not the contractors. They just go to the contractors and like, hey, you know, give me all the stuff you bought for this project, you know, and then the contractors just hand them, like, in this case it was 10,000 invoices of, this is stuff we bought for this, you know. And, yeah, that was a lot of stuff in that. It was just ridiculous. Which is also why the project took so long, because I had to go line by line through 10,000 invoices to check everything on them. I was seeing invoices in my sleep. It was terrible. And before people ask, no, I don't work for the federal government. Thank God. Those guys have it rough. I work for a state government. Alright. Large stone. It's here somewhere. Where's the large stone? Getting a weird graphical glitch down here right now. Alright, where are we at? So I'm working way past this highly infested, blight-ridden village. Which is also our hometown, by the way. So, the villages on the map are like actual villages, or they were actual villages. And there's actually really good loot in them if you can get into them. I can't get into them because I don't have a way to deal with the blight. That was a deer. That deer freaked me out. I thought it was a wolf about to eat my face there for a second. Like, there's a village over there that's like our character's hometown. Okay, yeah, it's just a deer. Alright. So, like, if you come here, see that little X, that's our home. But it is no longer safe to live in. I do have to be careful, though, because apparently some of the NPCs are actually bandits that they've added. Alright. Oh, another large stone. Getting lots of large stones, which is good. Let's see here. How am I doing inventory-wise? I'll do that. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. Organized? Alright. I am going to stop picking up large stones for the moment, though. How are we doing? Okay, so I need to veer more left. And up and over this hill here, preferably. But yeah. But in other news, good stuff's happening with my family next week. Very excited about that. It's some of the stuff we talked about in Discord at various points there, General Efficiency, if you were around for some of that. You know, about why I've been missing certain streaming days over the past weeks and stuff. Obviously, I'm not going to go into specifics on stream, because it's still of a slightly sensitive nature until the whole thing's done. And then I can actually talk about it. Well, I mean, I can talk about the general details. For people who are curious. My wife and I are adopting a kid, and you're not supposed to talk about, like, the kid's name and all that stuff before the adoption's finalized and everything. But he's going to be coming up and spending a week with us next week. So everybody's excited about that. Am I going the right way? I mean, kind of. I mean, I kind of want to cross right there anyways. Gotta keep an eye out for wolves as we walk through this forested area. I'm actually pretty near my iron mine, and where I got the gemstones I needed for these guys. Which, that might be something. Once I turn in the gemstones, I might hit the iron mine on the way back, grab a little more iron. How are we doing? I need to go a little more south here. Because I know eventually, you know, these gemstones that we're turning into these guys, like, I know from a story standpoint, just because, you know, enough people have played through the story, and I've been obsessed with this game enough that they're going to give us some more recipes. Because they're the ones who gave us, like, the Blight Cure-All, and the food cleansing potion thing that we can make to dunk our food in. You know, they're the ones who gave us those recipes. But they're going to give us more recipes that will involve these gemstones after we give them these gemstones. Now, I don't know what those recipes are. Because I've never made it that far, and I try not to spoil too much of the game for myself. But then again, you know, I play this game also just for the survival aspects. Like, they could just eliminate the whole story thing and just be like, yeah, here's how you know, protect yourself from the blight and stuff, and I'd keep playing the game. Like I wouldn't even worry about it. Be like, alright, cool. Like, great. There's a sandstone rock there. So part of the reason I'm keeping track of these sandstones is because eventually, once I get my forge built in the game, I'm going to make an iron chisel and get myself a grinding wheel that will let me better sharpen and take care of my tools. And you need a large sandstone piece to do that. Alright, I think this is probably going to be my best area to cross here. Trying not to get too wet. Didn't succeed. Good, my pickaxe did not get wet. That's what I wanted. So there's a fire pit there, which is where the people we know are. Nope, nope. Okay, we managed to avoid fighting the coyote. Not that I couldn't have fought the coyote. I just didn't want to. Yeah, because I want to get out of this forest here and go talk to these survivors over here. It's part of the reason I brought all this extra food and stuff with me. I'm going to sell them all that. Let's see here. Because one of the updates they did recently is they improved the survivors' AI and stuff. Stones. Survivors. Where are you guys at? Okay, they're a little farther south over here. Yeah, I know they're set up near like a rock or something here. Where are you guys heading? Where are you guys hiding at? Survivors? Oh, I'm still not quite to it. There's one of them. Right there. Hey, guys. Oh, they've got an axe now. Where's y'all's campfire? Why is your campfire, like, not in good shape? Hey, how's it going? Is there anything... Do you need anything? We need 6 twigs for a camp. Yeah, I can get you all 6 twigs. Let's leave. Let's go find them some twigs real quick. So you don't want to grab stuff too close to their camp. But that's... 6 twigs is an easy problem. Matter of fact, there's a bear. Hello, bear. We're going to avoid the bear. Alright. Come back over here to these guys. Because I can just make 6 twigs. 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, with it raining, my stuff's going to get soaked. Alright. I have the items you requested. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, they gave us 10 bucks. Alright. Let's see what we can trade them. Here, let's see here. I got some cooked fish. Would you like that? Oh, they do want the cooked fish. They like the cooked fish. Alright, so let's see here. I'm going to take their money. What do they have here? Pine nuts? Okay. Alright, so we've gotten all of her money. What about you? What you got? You need anything? We need 7 clay bricks. Alright, so these guys want 7 clay bricks. Yeah, I can help them out. But let's do some trade here real quick. He's got 17 bucks. You want some smoked sausage? I'm gonna sell him my bad quality sausage here. Yeah, he is not paying me well for these. That one's bad. That one's bad. Honestly, I'll just sell him all this. That's fine. Offer. There we go. I took all of his money, but got him some food too, so he'll be good for a while. Okay. That bear It's just getting too close to them. Apparently they will fight the bears, by the way. And stuff. Like, they'll fight animals that get too close to their base of operations. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and crush up some of these berries here. And we're just going to drink some berry juice real quick. But they want 7 clay bricks, which we can get them. That'll be fine. I want to kind of help these guys out. See about getting them built up a little bit. Now, the followers of the Divine Flame are a little north here of this swamp that's in front of us. Past the bear and the coyotes, they're kind of ahead of us. Alright, so we got some strips of rotten meat that I gotta get rid of. There we go. Alright, let's just drink all that. Top off our thirst a little bit. You have to just deal with this meat situation here. I'm just gonna eat that. That bear is just gonna be a problem, I think. Yeah, so I gotta get up here, kind of around the swamp. Okay, that's a pig. Pig is fine. Bear is not fine. Because that's a brown bear. I don't know how tough the brown bears are compared to the black bears. I've yet to try to fight one. I'm also not wearing my armor. And mostly because my armor isn't really much armor so much as it is just a nice heavy thick coat for the winter. I also don't know what this golden seal's for. Where are we at? So we need to kind of go this way a little bit. Try and get around the bear. He's still right there. Yep. Hello, coyotes. I think I got away from the coyotes. I really didn't want to fight them. I'm on this journey. Yeah, they're not chasing me. Good. Let's see here. Let's do that. How many nickels did I get? I'm going to put that down here for now. Sort this out. I got like 45 bucks from those nice survivors. I'd like to find more survivor camps that I can trade more with. Alright, let's see here. Okay, so we still got a ways to go. It looks like something shiny over there. I think that could just be... Yeah, it was just like a water puddle or something. Limestone. So we will need limestone in the future to make certain types of mortar. There's some more coyotes over there. Man, I feel like the animals are becoming more and more dense in this area. Like, I'm seeing a lot more coyotes and wolves and things, and brown bears now. I hope Blight has not taken over the entrance to their cave. Doesn't look like it, but it's my hope. Because their cave's like right over here somewhere. Because I think we'll hang out in their cave a little bit until we get dried off and maybe the rain stops. I'd rather not deal with the rain. And there's your cave right there. Look, see, they have some tin in here. They have some mushrooms. They even have a skull somewhere. I think a large stone. See, dried human skull. This is the guy, Elric. Alright, here, take these. We gave him that. Excellent. We'll need some time to conduct more research, but we will contact you by letter as before. He's got red spotted mushrooms in here. I wonder if you can grow them in a cave. So there's a regular deposit. That's the stuff I had to mine for them. They had some just in their cave. See, we could talk to this guy. Well met. Can I use their campfire? No, I can't use their campfire. Like, these two don't do anything, as far as I can tell. Alright. What I can do, though, while I'm here, is get my bowl back out. And we're going to make some more blueberry juice. Just to drink up. There we go. Just drink all that up. Get ourselves some more blueberry juice. Get to feeling better. Take a moment out of the rain. Examine our food situation. See what we want to eat. I mean, the truth is, right now we've got a lot of food we could eat, but it's... when it's low condition like this jerky is just kind of rough on the Blight. So what we'll do is we'll eat a bunch of this jerky. Let's see here, I'm gonna move some of this rotten meat around. Just, yeah, there we go, do that. And I'm just gonna eat all of that, and we're just gonna speed this up a little bit. Try and get rid of some of this older food, because I don't have anybody I can trade it with right now. It is hurting our Blight just a little bit, but we do have our mushroom soup. Eat all that. Eat all that. Now, even though this is already made into jerky, you can technically store this in one of those jars filled with salt to make it last even longer. Because there's like this whole calculation. And like your backpack actually provides like the least protection against spoilage, if I remember correctly, in this game. There we go. Yeah, we've capped out our Blight a little more than I wanted to, but that's okay. So we're going to drink all of that. There we go. Alright, so let's see here. Photo border, chamomile tea. Here we go, spotted mushroom soup. So let's fill up our clay bowl with 42. I just like to do it in even amounts when possible. Transfer. There we go. And that'll give us 14 minutes of Blight reduction, so we'll just drink all that. There we go. Sort all this. There we go. Nice. Much better. Alright. We're looking pretty good. Our Blight's slowly going down. Stuck on the wall there. Oh good, the rain stopped too. We spent enough time in there. So while we're on the way back, we will grab some more dandelions. We'll also grab some more spotted mushrooms so we can make some more soup. There we go. I'm actually going to walk down this way real quick to see if I see any more caves. Chamomile tea, chamomile's good to always have. So grab some of that. Keep an eye out for caves here in this little area. There we go. I do need to figure out how to fix my spear or make a better spear at some point. But you want to keep your Blight kind of low, because the higher it is, like, you start having less stamina and stuff. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any other caves in this area, annoyingly. Okay. Alright, well, let's head home. So we are way up here. So we need to head back this way and cross that little narrow gap over there. I'm not sure where this Valerian's for. Oh, here's more chamomile. I'll take that. Take this large stone, too. Alright, we're still looking pretty good on inventory space. Spotted mushroom, you're coming with us, buddy. I should actually save some space for some more spotted mushrooms. There we go. Yeah, I keep grabbing things. How are we looking? Yeah, the rest of that will be for, like, spotted mushrooms and such. And I've got plenty of ginseng at home, so I don't need that just yet. Small flint, dandelion, spotted mushroom. There we go. Eventually you do get recipes, I think, that let you use other mushrooms besides just the spotted mushrooms. But again, I've not made it that far into the game. Like, this is actually the farthest I've ever made it storyline-wise. I've done a lot of, like, just survival and, you know, trying to figure things out. There we go. More spotted red mushrooms around here. Orange mushrooms. Blueberry bush. Depressed mushrooms. Ginseng. Actually, I will take one extra ginseng. There we go. How are we looking? Yeah, we're still good on inventory. Take some more spotted mushrooms. How are we looking? How are we looking? So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8. Definitely want to save the rest of that for spotted mushrooms. And maybe clay. Clay might also be good. Now that I can run out and get more clay pretty quick. We'll take the mushrooms. There we go. Again, I'm going to have to figure out some way to grow these things. I need like a mushroom planter or something. How are we looking? Yeah, that's a fair number. What I'll do here is I will grab some more clay on the way back. If I see any more clay on the way back. There's a trout. Large stones, clay. Control. Grab. Because each spot in our inventory can hold like 200 clay or something. And each brick that they wanted is a full stack of clay. So every brick takes like 200 clay or something, so each one of these will make one brick. If I remember correctly, let's double check. Clay bricks, clay bricks. Yeah, soft clay bricks. Yeah, 200, so each stack. So we'll top her off here. How are we looking? We can grab one more handful, I think. Yeah, maybe 2 more handfuls. Yeah, that's as good as we're going to get. All right. Continuing along. Back towards home. Follow this lake edge here. There's cloves. I'm not sure what the cloves are for. Coyotes. Hopefully they decided not to give chase. They are faster than us. I did not bring any medical supplies with me because I'm smart. Beyond stuff for dealing with blight. Although technically I did bring the chamomile tea. That'll let me restore hit points. It just won't let me deal with wounds. So, the way this... If you're new to this game, the way the medical system works is obviously you have your hit points, but wounds do things like reduce your hit points over time. So, you have to, like, deal with them, and if you've got, like, a deep wound, you've got to, you know, find some way to close it up. Same with scratches and whatnot. And that's, like, through use of, like, bandages of various types, things like that. Yep, see, we got a leech there, so, talking about wounds. So we've got a leech right there, so we heal that. That means we pull it off with our knife. Oh. Apparently I'm wearing some bandages I don't need to wear right now. Okay. I could dump some of this. Actually, that's something I could do. Let's see here. How much food am I down? Yeah, I can eat one smoked fish. Eat one of those. Alright, and then we can take the bandages here. Alright, so I do have some bandages. Alright, so we're not completely without medical supplies should something happen. I completely forgot I had those from my fight against the unending army of coyotes last episode. Yeah, there's more of those coyotes. It's not... Oh, we got some rabbit remains. Do I even have anywhere to put those? No. Alright, so we'll just leave those alone, unfortunately. As much as I would like to have those bones. So I can do some large-scale farming. And these roads here, because we're going to cross the road here in a second, are actually really good if you're going to build like a cart to carry stuff around. Because it's much easier to pull a cart on the roads. Now, obviously, this road is covered in blight right now, so you don't want to pull a cart on that road. But like this rough terrain, you would basically never get a cart through this. I mean, the good news is this is really helping our endurance. It's like if we come to our skills here, you can see our endurance is up to level 15, and you know it gives us a minus 14% stamina drain rate. And as we keep running, we'll just keep making experience on that. Alright. Oh, come on. Round. Oh, that stag startled me. I didn't even see it until it jumped. That's something else I've talked to Blaze about learning. He's teaching him to hunt. And my wife's like, why do you want to go hunting? I'm like, have you seen the price of beef recently? like, shooting a deer is cheaper than, you know, buying a couple steaks now. Nope, need to turn this way. Need to head north. Alright, so now we gotta wait for letter. Gotta get them some bricks. Now here's an interesting thing I'm curious about now. So I took all that guy's money. I sold him so much meat that he gave me all of his money and stuff. And even gave him a little bit of a discount. Mostly just to get rid of some meat that I didn't want. But if he's going to reward me for bringing him these bricks, is he going to, like, give me more money that he now doesn't have? That's something we're going to have to find out. Because that makes me wonder, like, do they have, like, a pool of money for quests and a pool of money for trade? If they're two separate things. Experiments. Game testing. Figuring out the mechanics, folks. See, now that makes me excited. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to make the bricks just to take them back down there to find out. Oh, that's a coyote. That's not... Come on. Going this way. You don't need to. Coyote. You're getting between me and home. Yeah, okay, well, actually, I do need to go more this way anyways. I was off course again. There we go. The character's a little tired, so we'll let him take a little breather. We'll walk a nice calm rate here. Alright, let's see here. How things looking, There we go. We're back on course. Just head this direction. We should get home nicely. Alright, stamina's recovering. Blight's not too bad. Hunger's good. A little low on water, but that's not a major issue right now because we're almost home. Oh. Spacebar's attack. I didn't realize that. Learn more every time I play this game. Ooh, let's get... No, I don't have enough space to do that. Never mind. I was going to say, I'll grab that tree real quick and take some with me. I actually don't have enough space to put my spear in my body. Or my inventory, so there we go. So, I have to come back for said tree. Okay, how are we looking here? I can throw these flowers in there to get those drying. There we go. Nice, nice. Throw those in there. Let's sort us out some inventory. Get this in my offhand. Because we're going to do a little bit more stoop here. Now we got some fish we can gather up too. So first things first. Let's come in here. We're going to throw that into there. Get that boiling. And we're going to offload our clay. What else can we offload? We can offload these rocks. How are we doing here? Rocks. Add from inventory. Beautiful. We'll add the extra rocks here. Go ahead and build this up real quick. And our next bit of floor will be done. There we go. So we now have 2 sections of floor. Nice. Beautiful. I might say. Alright, how are we looking inventory-wise? Much better. Ooh. We need some more firewood anyways. We'll burn this rotten meat. There we go. Done. Now, where's my ginseng? Go cut this up. Cut up my ginseng. There we go. Let's see here. Salt. I'm going to need some salt. I'm going to need 60 salt. Split this stack. Split. Give me 60. There we go. 60 salt. Done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1 and 3. Salt. Boil. There we go. And now, get our axe out. And now we'll go cut up that tree. For the firewood. Where's the tree? Tree. There it is. Hello, tree. Okay. Alright. Good tree. We'll grab this log. Take it back with us. We're going to turn that into firewood. Top off our campfire nicely. And then I think it'll probably be time to start looking at building our next roof section. Our next, building project is we'll see about putting a roof over that area there. Oh, I'm stuck on this slightly uneven ground. Because we've got that going. What I really need is a little better way to store stuff than these stockpiles. And that's not... I don't want the jar. I guess I'm taking the jar now. Is there anything even in the jar? No. No, there isn't. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to put the jar down. We're putting the jar there. Okay. Now, make firewood. Not hit the log with the axe. Although that is how you make firewood. So, hit the log with the axe in the correct way. There we go. Goodness. This game. Alright, add fuel. There we go. It's a happy little campfire. Okay. So we'll put that in the water skin with the red spotted soup. Yep, there we go. There we go. Alright, cool. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Put this in here. Go ahead and get that boiling. Because we're gonna do a little bit more. And get my fish. Fish. Place. 2-shot fish. More fish. It's a good thing this game isn't worried about things like scurvy. Because eating this much fish, you'd start to have, like, nutritional problems. Alright, back to normal crafting speed. There we go. Alright. Get the smoker going here. Because we got some more smoked fish. There we go. Alright, let's go get that other log. The whole process. Keep everything going. And there's the bear. Bear, are you trying to steal my firewood? Bear's trying to steal my firewood. It's my firewood, bear. Mine. Look here, Smokey. I know how to keep a fire safe and not spreading everywhere. Just don't watch me play Icarus or Vintage Story. It's fine. I've definitely never set fire to my house or anything in either one of those. General Efficiency can vouch for me. Right, General Efficiency? There we go. Alright, and we'll just make a little stockpile of firewood here. It's right there. There we go. There we go. Nice. That back there. Cool. Let's go grab some more water. He's going to drink all that. There we go. I need to make some more of those clay jars, though. There we go. Yep, boil that up. Nice. Okay. Clay. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So there's our clay bricks. Which thankfully we don't need like the fancy kiln for. Though we could use the fancy kiln. That bear is getting really close. Not liking how close that bear is getting to my house. I'm definitely going to have to build like a fence or something. I've actually seen some very zoned out what's happening. I was talking about Smokey the Bear there, trying to steal my firewood. And that I've definitely never set forest fires or anything. And that you could vouch for me saying that I've absolutely never done that. You know, particularly in Vintage Story or Icarus. I've definitely never set my house on fire in Icarus or anything like that. Not yet, at least. Oh, good. So you're not up to date on some of my playthroughs. Got it. Fantastic. Alright, we're going to get these in here, because I am going to use my big kiln. There we go, do that. And then we're going to come back over here. We're going to grab a little bit more. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that'll be good for now, I think. So I want 2 of these. I should also make an ingot mold. I don't think I have an ingot mold yet. Do I have an ingot mold? I don't know. I'm definitely gonna need an ingot mold. I've got a crucible, I've got a candle mold, got bowls, got the axe mold. I don't think I have an ingot mold. Got the knife, got the nails. Yeah, I don't think I have an ingot mold. Alright, let's put these in here. Let's go get enough clay to make an ingot mold. Yeah, I'm not seeing an ingot mold. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Craft the ingot mold. So the ingot mold is going to be important when we get into Some of the stuff we're going to need to do soon, actually. Like this slime that I've been sitting on, we're going to need to refine that slime here in a minute. There we go. Alright. There we go. Anything else I want? I think I'll make one more jar. Just one more jar would be good. Yeah. Maybe two. We'll make 2 jars. There we go. And the reason I'm making so many of these jars is this is the only way to preserve food right now. Is with these jars and lids and salt. It's a whole thing. The whole process. It's a good process. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think they've put a lot of thought into this. The other thing about these jars is they're a lot faster for boiling large amounts of water. So they're really good for that. So if you want to make like huge amounts of chamomile tea or something, these jars are great. There we go. Oh, we got better at sculpting. Fantastic. There we go. Can I... Yeah, if I do this... How does that look? Can I fit one more? Yeah, I think I can fit one more. There we go. I think that's going to be about as much as I can do. Alright, so let's grab a couple pieces of charcoal here. Do like... I think 5 will be enough. Alright, some pine needles. Yep. Do I have any pine cones? I do have 2 pine cones. Perfect! Perfect! We can get this going. Alright. So, pine needles. 1, 2, and 3. And we'll do this. We'll throw like 3 pieces of charcoal in here. That should be enough, I think, to get all this done. It doesn't take a lot of charcoal. Alright. Let's see here. How long is this going to take? I'll keep this charcoal on my inventory just in case I need it. Alright, put that away. How's this looking over here? Oh, right. Let's get some more salt made then. All the salt. All the salt. Need lots of salt. But as much as I'm saying the word salt, people are going to think I'm playing League. Alright, there we go. I'm going to grab a large stone real quick. Actually, I don't even need to grab a large stone for this. I do need my shovel, though. Shovel. Stone floor. Nope, I do have to have a large stone. My mistake. 1 large stone. Build. Floor. Okay, so from there to there. There. To there, maybe? Yeah, we'll be there. Okay. There we go. That's good. We'll just escape out of that. Go ahead and flatten that there. And I think this will be the last like little section of floor we build for our workshop. And we'll start working on putting in, you know, walls and roofing and stuff. Actually, we'll probably build like the bloomery and stuff first to make sure it will let me actually put a roof over that. Because I don't know. I've never tried that. Yeah, I figure for the actual house, we'll put in like a nice wooden floor instead of a stone floor. Yeah, my thought process is stone floor for outside stuff, wood floor for the inside of the house. So, We'll see. I know I'm going to need a lot more wood, though. I may need to build that, what do you call it? Cart. Just so I can get enough wood over here for that. But I do like the fact that it looks like it's leveling the ground pretty nicely here. It is unfortunately exhausting my character like crazy, though. There we go. Almost done. Flattened. Nice. Add from inventory. There we go. Alright, let's go check our kiln, see how that's doing. It's got 19 minutes of fuel left, and this stuff is basically done. Yeah, so that'll be fine. So there's our 7 bricks. Glorious. Put the charcoal away, please. There we go. Alright, how's this looking? Oh, we got our salt. Salt's all done. Good. Put our salt away in here. So, salt. And salt. There we go. Very good. Now I've got another ginseng in here. We're going to take this guy. Good. So let's go ahead and cut up that ginseng. Yep, cut that up. And let's go ahead and grab this salt out just for fun here. I'm going to grab this bowl. And we're going to make one more round of mushroom soup here. Maybe 2. Just to go ahead and get our water skin topped off. And then also to finish getting all of our blight out of our inventory. And I think we'll probably end up calling it there, though I do kind of want to see about starting the boomery here. Let's see here, how's our fish looking? Fish is done. First round of fish. Next round of fish. There we go. Sort all that. The smoked fish is really good. It lasts a decent amount of time. I don't think it lasts as long as the jerky does. Just that ratio on the blight food is so good. Like I know I keep harping on that. Let's go ahead and get these bones out of here. Give me something to do while this stuff all cooks. Beautiful. That's done. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and split the salt. Split. 60. Done. Boil. Crush the bones. Behold, I am bone crusher, apparently. I crush all the bones. Let there be bone powder for everybody, I guess. I don't know. Just talking crazy now. Clearly I've been up too late and awake too early. What are those crushed blue vitriols for? Like, I have no idea what it's for. Apparently they're worth 2... That's interesting. They're worth 2 pennies whole, but only... it's still worth 2 pennies even, because it's 1 penny per 5 kilograms. Or 5 grams, I mean. Sorry. Okay, so... Price stays the same. Never mind. Don't mind me. Dried bone is worth 4. So that maintains value as well. I suppose I could sell those people fertilizer. I wonder if they'll do farming if you sell them fertilizer. You're supposed to do, like, all kinds of survival stuff. These are questions I have. Alright, we're almost done crushing up bones. This is training up our herbalism skill, by the way. I actually have enough to do exactly one more batch of mushrooms. Soup. That's perfect. Grabbed exactly enough. Plus the one I already had. Make 2 batches of mushroom soup. At some point, I'm going to need to fix this steel pickaxe. Oh no, my wife left the chat. Sadness. Sorry, she's actually trying to get me to go to bed. She came in here and looked at me and did that whole, "We need to go to bed. We got things we got to do in the morning." Like, yes, dear. Love my wife to death, though. There we go. Alright, there's that. I'm going to move some of these candles around here a little bit. Move the salt there. Put that there. There we go. Let's reorganize that a little bit while we're at it. Go dump some bone meal over here. There we go. Nice. So that's all good. Alright. This. Fill. That. Yep. Transfer all of it. There we go. So we can fill a little bit more in there. Yep. Like 20 milliliters, which is perfect. So try not to run into the fire. I think you can actually set yourself on fire, by the way. There we go. Boil that up. Boil. How's this going? It's 42% done. That's fine. What about this hide over here? How's this guy looking? Oh, he's done. It's another tanned hide in our inventory. Now, these are worth like 12 apiece. How much is leather worth? 3? Okay. How much is this jacket worth? That's worth 4 silver. I could go buy everything that other guy's got for that. Let's tan this one up. There we go. Alright. Let's see here. Got 8 hours left there. This should all be done now. So we'll grab my... Yep, there we go. Done. Those are required. Now I just got to take them down there. Cool. So we're going to go place this down over next to our smelter here. There we go. Almost done. Very good. Last little thing we're going to do before we call it an evening. Let's throw that on there. I do need one more piece of ginseng, but that's fine. Grab that in 2 seconds. There we go. Throw the salt in there. Give me a ginseng root. I'm glad those don't go bad. There's also these little cuttings that you plant, so like you get 1 root per plant, but then you can plant it and get another root, basically. All right, so 1 more. Boil that up. There we go. Let's see, throw that in the fire because that's rotten on me. There we go. And we can put the salt away. And the root. Beautiful. I'll take that rabbit hide out of here, save some inventory space. While we wait for that soup to finish boiling. Glorious. Glorious, glorious. There we go. How's our meat doing? That's almost done. Might even be finished by the time our soup's done. No, maybe not. We'll see. But in our next episode, we'll be able to go back to those survivors and give them the bricks they needed, which will be good. And that'll also let us find out whether or not they have like 2 separate pools for trading versus quest stuff. So I'm excited to find that out. Alright. Yeah, the soup's going to take longer than the meat. Or a shorter time than the meat. That's fine now. Alright. Gotta go to pick up this piece of firewood while we're waiting. Add that to the fire. There we go. There it is. Alright, fill up our water skin. Top her off nicely. Transfer. Done. So, now when we check, we've got a full water skin of, yep, the mushroom soup, a full water skin of chamomile tea, and a full water skin of water. And we're just going to drink this one here and finish off our blight, hopefully. There we go. Done. Alright, and that should, yeah, 20 minutes. Yeah, that should probably knock out the last of our blight there. So looking at this, well, we can go ahead and just eat one of these fish real quick. Top off our hunger too while we're at it. Eat one more. So we're already going down on blight. We don't need to be perfect, but I'm probably just going to toss out the rest of this jerky. There we go. Food's looking good. Wait for that to finish here. Go ahead and fill this up. Didn't put that in my offhand. There we go. Fill that up. Alright. Throw this on the campfire real quick. And there we go. And that's what we're going to call it, folks. I want to thank you all for joining me this fine evening, playing a bit of The Last Plague Blight. We didn't quite make a whole lot of progress. I mean, we made a fair amount of progress on our workshop area. I think one more floor section and it'll be ready to go. And I might do some of that off screen. So y'all know, sit there and watch me level and find rocks and stuff. Or maybe we'll do it like a short style episode or something where I'm cutting out the boring, sections. We'll see. But we did complete the next part of the story quest. We did some trading with our survivor friends. And we even completed a quest for them. And we're working on another quest for them. So that's all to come in the next stream. Thank you all so much. And you all have a fantastic evening or day or whatever time it is for you all. And we will catch you all in the next one. All right.